Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Made My Day. So this morning I am really excited because I've reached a milestone in my life. So if you know me, you know that I love 30-day challenges. It's something that I started doing a couple of years ago, and I feel that it's brought a lot to my life in many ways. And so to reach completing 30-day challenges feels like a really big deal to me. So I can't wait to share with you guys the challenges that I've done, why I did them, what I got out of them, and whether or not I'm still continuing to actually implement these habits into my life. So let's kick it off. So the first one that I ever did a couple of years ago was called the Gratitude Challenge. I remember calling it my little gratitude project. So I kept this one really simple. Basically, I just had a piece of paper and I wrote down 3 things that I was grateful for each day. So this was really lovely. I remember getting to the end of the month and thinking, wow, that was one of the best months of my life. It made me realize and notice all of these little things that I otherwise wouldn't have spent as much time reflecting on. So for example, at the end of the day, I could have written down just how beautiful the flowers were when I went outside to take the bins out. So very small little moments like that, I started to appreciate more. And I also found that I looked for those moments more, which was really nice because I was doing the challenge. So I started noticing even more beautiful little things to be grateful for. So that was where it all started, my first 30-day challenge. So as you can tell from what I've just explained, basically a 30-day challenge is a challenge that you do for 30 days, obviously, and each day you do the same activity for 30 days. So basically you can do the exact same activity every day, or you can have an overarching theme, so such as adventure. So you might do a different adventure each day, but every day you do an adventure. So the second challenge that I did was called Rewild. This was introduced to me through the Recovery College. One of the teachers there actually told me about the Rewild challenge, and we did the first day together. So basically it's actually run by We Are Wilderness, I'm pretty sure, or the Wilderness University. I can confirm that in the show notes. The Rewild challenge has a really special place in my heart. I absolutely loved this challenge. Basically the idea is that you go out into nature every day and you spend at least 30 minutes absorbed in nature. So the way that I did it the first time around was that I went into nature and focused on the 5 senses. So sight, sound, touch, taste and smell. And I noticed things in the environment, such as, you know, how the trees felt, how beautiful the bark looked, the smell of the flowers, that kind of thing. So that was really, really nice, and I got so much out of it. I felt very much at one with nature. And I took photos every day as well. So if you're interested, I'd love to share my gallery with you. Maybe, yeah, that's something I can share with you guys online. But honestly, one of the best challenges I've done for sure. And I feel like that challenge really kind of confirmed to me why these challenges were so important to me, because I just got so much out of it. It was a very grounding experience. It was quite spiritual in some ways. And yeah, absolutely loved it. The third challenge I did, I called the Rewild challenge. because I love doing the Rewild challenge so much, I decided to do another one. So this time I made it slightly different. I actually followed the We Are Wilderness technique instead. So I didn't use the 5 senses technique as much. Basically the Rewild challenge that they set, you do something different in nature each day. So for example, it could be stargazing or something like that. So absolutely love doing it the second time round as well. I feel like nothing compares to the first time you do that kind of a challenge, to be honest. But I am thinking about doing it for a third time. And I think I'll call it Totally Wild this time and maybe go out a little bit further. So not just stick to Canberra and surrounds, kind of go a little bit further for each adventure. So that's one that I'll look forward to in the future. So the next one is online home workouts. You can probably guess when this happened. It was definitely during our lockdown, and that was kind of really one of the only options for working out. So that's what I chose to do. I have a couple of different YouTube channels that I used for this. If you're interested, let me know. I can absolutely send you some recommendations for online home workouts. This one I also did alongside the Aloe Yoga Spring Reset, which was also online. Also free, which was fantastic. So basically I would do my workout first, set up my workout mat, do the workout, and then do a yoga routine immediately afterwards. There's a bit of a cool down. Some days it didn't feel like a cool down because, if you've done yoga before, you know that it actually can be quite challenging. This is one that I loved doing, but I don't think that I would do it. I don't think I'll do the workout challenge again because I've realized that my body needs, your body needs rest in between workouts, and to do 30 straight days of working out probably wasn't like the smartest idea. I think I did actually have a few days off anyway, just because of going away or something like that. I remember one day was quite busy with work, so I just didn't quite get to it. But yeah, loved the Aloe Yoga Spring Reset. That was a really nice challenge. I absolutely love their online classes, and their instructors I find quite inspiring as well. Throughout this time I was also learning how to do headstands, which was really fun. I definitely put a hole in the wall at home by accident. Whoops, sorry. But yeah, it was a good time. So then the next challenge was social media posting. I don't remember a lot about this challenge, if I'm honest. I think it was just to try and get me a little bit more consistent with posting for my business. So I'm pretty sure I did posts, not stories on Instagram. But don't quote me on that. So the next one was the I Get To challenge. I really, really like the idea of this challenge because I think it was, I remember Turia Pitt talking about it, and she was saying that if you go through your day and you start saying, oh, I have to go and pick up the kids, or I have to go to work, I have to do this, I have to do that, it's making you feel negatively about that thing that you have to do. So if you change the wording to I get to go and pick up the kids, I get to go to work, I get to do this and that, then it changes your mindset a little bit, and instead of dreading those things, you more look forward to them. So basically I just wrote down every single day, I get to go to the gym, I get to see my friend, I get to cook dinner, things like that. So I just wrote down one I get to each day. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, another favorite was the Good Morning, Good Life challenge. or the 3 M's challenge. So basically I read a book called Good Morning, Good Life. It was very inspiring. I also read The Miracle Morning. Both very inspiring, but I decided to go with the technique of using the 3 M's, which is from the Good Morning, Good Life book. So basically the idea is that every morning you do one mindfulness activity, one movement activity, and one mastery activity. So to explain a little bit more, movement can be exercise. That's the main one that I did. But it can also be things like singing. I think that counted as movement as well. And then the mindfulness, things like doing some yoga or meditation, smelling beautiful scent. So that was a really lovely one. And the 3rd M is mastery. So this is one that I haven't really heard of being part of many people's morning routine. So I found this one really interesting because most of the time you hear do some exercise, do some mindfulness, but to work on your mastery as well was really cool because basically with mastery you do something that challenges you, that you're going to learn from. So for example, it could be watching an online webinar about photography, which I definitely did. So that was awesome. I absolutely loved this challenge. I did it in a time when I wasn't really working, so basically I had the month where I could just focus on this challenge really, and a lot of the time I actually started in the morning, say 8 o'clock or something like that, and did my Good Morning, Good Life or 3 M's, or what did I call it? I called it the I can't remember, Magic Mornings, or I don't know, maybe I did just call it the Miracle Mornings Challenge. But anyway, I would often start around 8 o'clock. Some days I would sleep in a little bit more, start at 9, and very often I would actually continue until midday. That was kind of my cutoff. I remember making midday my cutoff, so at midday I had to have completed all of the 3 M's, and I actually chose to do 2 activities from each M each day. So yeah, I got so much out of it. And the mastery, I did little things as well, like learning how to braid my hair. So it wasn't just learning skills for work or anything like that. It could have been, I learned how to crack eggs with one hand. So little things like that, and I actually still do that. I still crack eggs with one hand. Don't think I could braid my hair again at this point, but I think that's something I would probably have to relearn. But it was great. It was a really, really good challenge. So the next challenge I called the Nighty Night routine. Basically it's just a nighttime routine. This was when I was really starting to dabble in learning about how to implement routines into your life. So obviously I started with the morning routine in the previous challenge, and then I thought may as well also do the night routine, because if you're into personal development you know that a good morning routine starts the night before. So the Nighty Night routine, I just set up in my phone, I think it was, and tried to stick to a certain bedtime as well. I can't remember how I went with that, but anyway. So both of those things are definitely still a part of my life now. The routines themselves have changed quite a lot, but I still have a morning routine and I still have an evening routine. So love them. So the next routine was a decluttering challenge, decluttering challenge. So basically I just decluttered one item every single day for 30 days. I was very inspired by reading The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I've read that book a couple of times, and seriously, if you need to declutter, I challenge you to read that book and not declutter, because it is so motivating. There's something about reading about people decluttering and watching it on TV. I also watched the Netflix series Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. So, or Marie Kondo, I still don't know how to say her name. But love her. I think she's a beautiful soul. And yeah, she's taught me a lot about decluttering, and decluttering has actually been something that I have really enjoyed since then. I'm personally not someone who finds it all that difficult to get rid of clutter. I quite enjoy it. I find it oddly therapeutic. I remember a difficult time in my life where I just decluttered the crap out of the house as a bit of a coping mechanism, and yeah, it worked for me. So yeah, I definitely do still declutter in my life, much to my poor boyfriend's dismay. I don't think he's as keen on decluttering as I am, because I sometimes try and get rope into it as well, but I try and be respectful of his possessions as well. I think that's really important. Okay, so where are we? We're at 17 minutes. Okay, I'll keep going for a little while. I think I might break this video into two. I'll see how I go. Or if I'm on a roll, just keep going. So the next 30 day challenge was the Big Walk for Little Kitties. So basically this was a charity challenge where I walked every single day for 30 days and I raised money for Camp Quality. This was really rewarding because at the end of my, somewhere at the end of my 30 days, I had raised enough money through the support of my family and friends, thank you so much by the way, to send a sick kid to camp. So that was incredibly important to me, that I reached that goal, and it was really nice to do a challenge like that meant that someone else was benefiting from it as well. So I think that's a yearly challenge that the Camp Quality puts on, and you can do it anywhere. Alrighty, so the next challenge was inspired by a book called 15 Minutes to Create a Life You Love. So this was written by Emma Gray, someone who I've actually had a mentoring session with before, and it's really a cool book because there's little 15-minute challenges within it that you can do. So it could be little things like make yourself a little foot spa, and it's really simple. So literally you just get a bucket. So they're not difficult things to do, but it's just 15-minute activities that are going to benefit your life and mean that you're not feeling like life is just getting away from you, that you're actually living and enjoying these little moments throughout your day. So loved that one, really loved that one. And I remember going away to the coast during this challenge and doing it there as well, and that was a really nice experience, doing this challenge somewhere else in a different environment too. So I've got good memories with that one. Okay, challenge 13, social connection. So this took on many forms. It could have been that I went out for dinner with friends. It could be that I called a friend up on the phone and just had a chat. It could be that I just reached out to someone via text or DM and yeah, just checked in with people, said hello. So that was a nice one. I remember doing that around Christmas time, so it wasn't all that hard because, you know, it was the silly season and there were a lot of events, social events on anyway. So I think it would definitely be a lot more challenging if it was, I don't know, in winter, halfway through the year or something. But yeah, something I might like to do again actually. Okay, running. So I chose to do a running challenge and keep it really simple and easy for me. I personally have an injury, so I can't run very far at the moment. Fingers crossed that changes with the help of my physio. But also to avoid further injury, I decided to make it just 15 minutes of running each day. So I really enjoy this challenge. It was really nice that it was very quick as well, in that it only took up 15 minutes of my day. So I could kind of just run, you know, around the suburb or around the block. And yeah, then I was done. And it also meant that I was kind of running a little bit with more intensity, I guess, because I knew I didn't have to run for that long. But yeah, taking care of my body was definitely very important with this challenge. I didn't want to cause myself further injury by running, yeah, too long each day. Alrighty, so challenge 15, my Colourful Life series. So this was inspired by a book by Lisa Messenger that I read, and every single day for the month, for 30 days, I actually wrote a little paragraph or so about my life. So you may know my photography business is called Colourful Creations Photography. So I decided to call the series My Colourful Life. So this was very, very personal and so good to just get all of this out on paper. So for example, one day I might write about my photography journey. The next day, I could have written about, you know, my friends and the quality relationships that I have in my life. So each day I just kind of wrote about something in my life that I find valuable. It could have been my love of travel, you know. So my Colourful Life series definitely was quite a special one to write and to share with people. I think I also wrote about my love of 30-day challenges. And I put each paragraph with a set of photos as well to go with it. So I would really love to put that into a book. If you know me for a long time, you might also know that I used to have a personal creative blog called Pretty Inspired. So basically, I still plan to put every single blog post that I've ever created into a physical book. So the Pretty Inspired book, you know, it's been a long time in the making and I still haven't actually created it, but I've got all the content, but my Colourful Life series will definitely be a part of that if I ever get around to getting it printed, which I will. It's just a matter of time. Okay, so we're at 24 minutes, so I think I will stop this video and make a part 2 as well. So we're up to number 16. So if you're keen to hear more about my 30-day challenges, jump on and watch the next video that I'll post. So thank you guys. I hope you've enjoyed being a part of this, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.